Hi, we are live in the spotlight, and welcome to another episode. I'm Maxine Crow, your host, and this is David Miller from Bezaleel Art. Hi, David. How you doing?
Hi, I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
So I know this is your first time, so just relax and just enjoy. I'm going to ask you a few questions,
Yeah.
and then really we're just here to just shine the spotlight on your work and your amazing artistry and sculptures. So lovely for the audience as well to experience this absolutely amazing talent. So are you ready to get going? Ready to get started?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So can you briefly introduce yourself and your venture?
Okay, so my name's David Miller, and I'm a welder, and I've been now classed as an artist by people. So my venture is to make models, sculptures for people, and then just see the smile that goes on their faces after they receive their unique gifts. Yeah,
That's
that's
great.
basically it. Mm.
How did you come up with the idea, Dave? How did you come up with the idea?
Okay, so I was at work once, and on the door, if you're going in and out of from one room to another one, and then you've got like a man painted on the wall, on the door, or on the floor, like a
Mm.
walkway. And I thought, I wonder if I could do that with metal. And so I that's when it started. I just come up with the idea then. I thought, yeah. So I got some metal, and I just made a little stick man, and that's what gave me the idea a few years ago now.
Yeah.
And then that was it. I just started to make stuff. So you'll see when you want to see the first ones that I've done.
Show us the first. So show us the first one that you ever made.
Okay, the first one I did, the first stick man I did, because I started playing golf, and this is it.
Yeah.
This is a stick man, and you can see him there with his feet. And golf disc head. So this is one of the very first ones I've done. Someone else has had one already, one of these, and they absolutely loved it. So that's very unique.
And what did it evolve? What did the golf? Have you got any there where the golf evolved?
No, the golf ones that I had, they've been given away. They've been presents for people who wanted them. So I haven't actually got any evolving golf ones, but I've got others, that have evolved from.
Actually, do you know? I remember. I gave one to my husband. Shall I quickly go and get it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let me get it quickly. Just hang on. I'm just going to disappear for a second. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I literally, as you said that, I just remembered that we've got. So this, I don't know if you can see it actually. Oh.
No, you need to come back. Yeah.
Yeah. So this one is the what the first golf became.
Yeah.
I'll share a picture of it after the show. There's two of them actually, and that was a present for my husband because he used to play. So Dave, I will actually share that with the audience afterwards because it's absolutely amazing. So David, how is your product different from what's already available in the market?
Okay, so one thing is it's unique. They're unique. They're handmade for one, and they've got the individual's person in them, I would say. So I can add things to whatever I make, and it's if, for example, if you just wear slippers, a certain type of slippers, I can make them on there. Whatever else you're doing, it can be added onto that. So it's unique for the individual person, and I've got a couple of examples of that if you want me to show you how. But shall I show you some of the earlier type first? The earlier. So this is some of the very, very first work that I did.
Yeah.
They've evolved into like a round head. So this is somebody praying. because this is where it all started off. I started to, a friend of mine says, do you still make those sculptures? Just to raise money, really, for the church. And so I thought, yeah, I started to do them. And then that was what that evolved into, from to. And then, so for example, there's somebody that I know that he's in like a marching band thing when they play the drum. I've done one for him. He plays like a 4-piece drum. So there's also a bass drum that is in his band, and this is the latest thing I've just finished. So this is it.
Yeah. Oh wow. We have to turn it around a bit. I can see. Oh wow, that's amazing.
So you can see.
Yeah.
You can see the progress that's happened there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really, really unique, really individual.
Yeah. Also, there's a friend of mine. His daughter she's into the telescope and that, so that's a present for her.
Yeah.
It's unique because I mean those are her colour trainers. She comes and says, "Oh, do you like my trainers? My new trainers for school?" I said, "Yeah, yeah." So that's for her.
That's actually her reminiscent of her. Oh, that's amazing, Dave. So, what advice would you give to other medium enterprises looking to expand or to innovate?
I'd say to them, enjoy what you're doing first of all. Make sure that you enjoy what you're doing, and above all else, that you're doing it, I'd say, because you enjoy doing it. Because if you're under pressure to do it just like as a job, then you might not enjoy it, and then you might stop. You know, for example, people know me that I don't like the cold. I hate it. And if I'm in my garage working, I haven't got to go in there and finish something that night. I can always wait till the next day. But if you're doing it as a job, as it were, and you're under that pressure, then you have to go in there, you know. So that's what I'll say. Make sure you enjoy what you're doing. Yeah. Enjoy it first.
Yeah. And okay, talking about the future and vision, where do you see your business in the next 5 years?
Next 5 years, I would say, hopefully, if it happens, I would say in some galleries. I'm looking to go into some galleries. You know, I've been to abroad and I've seen some artwork, and lots of people, most of the people that see my things, they say, "Dave, you're onto something here. You need to go and do that." And I'm just listening to everybody who's said it, and I'm thinking, well, I'll take people's advices, because sometimes you can't see your own talent, as it were, and then when that gets unleashed, then because to me, I've been working in metal for over 20 years, so to me it's kind of just normal everyday stuff. But to other people, to see these things, they're blown away. So I'm thinking in a few years' time, maybe, or in a few months' time, could be in a gallery, you know, people ordering them and still giving gifts to people, you know, seeing that smile. I remember once someone had a keyboard, just couldn't stop smiling and looking at it. And most people now, some of my friends, they've got other things. This is one, for example. We've got a friend who's got one of these, and he has it under his telly. So when he's watching telly, he can see it. You know, there's other ones. There's bowling. There's other whatever it is. People just like looking at him. So I like that. I do really like that aspect of it. It's something that's going to last for a long time. Just like art come into 3D, as it were.
Yeah. Have you got the example of the keyboard one? I thought you had one there that you could show the audience.
I have got a keyboard one. Yeah, it's the same as this one that the person had. And he because he loves the keyboard, and he just couldn't stop looking at it. And I like it as well, so I thought, you know, I'll make one for myself. Yeah, I've done a grand piano. I've got a grand piano, but that's in a shop somewhere.
Yeah.
So yeah, so this is the keyboard one.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah. All right, so what is another question now about advice and wisdom? So what's the best piece of advice that you've received since you've been doing the sculptures, the metal sculptures?
it's keep on, just keep going, just keep going. People have just been saying, keep doing what you're doing. I haven't had like heavy advice because I'm going to be doing them anyway. But people have just said it's good what you're doing. Just keep on, keep going.
Yeah, that is great. And then, how do you maintain a work-life balance with doing this and then doing the job as well?
Well, the thing is, it started off because we was on furlough. You see, so I was on furlough, so I did have time to do these things. But when I went back to work, I still enjoyed doing them. So, for example, there was someone's birthday coming up. I think it might have been the one for Mark's dad, the cricketer, and there was a deadline coming up. Yeah, the deadline was coming up, and my mom was coming up which is your mom, obviously. People don't know that.
Our mom.
So we had to. She was coming up, and then she was going to take it back down with her, if you remember.
Oh yeah, I remember.
And so I thought, for me to get the spraying done, I was just in the garage till about 11:15 in the night. Did it. It was sprayed the next day, and then she never came up in the end because where she was going to stay, the person had COVID. So how do I maintain that? I don't do. I've tried to, I should say, not to do it all in one night. So sometimes, for example, So for example, this is two guys playing noughts and crosses.
Oh wow!
They're just obviously the circles won, noughts won. So for example, I would do that over 3 nights. I'd do that over 3 nights instead of rushing and doing it all in night, staying up till 12 o'clock. But the men now have become the easy part. So the other parts, that takes a bit of the time. So I always do the men last. I always do the men last, which is quick. So the balance is just to do what I can, and then just try not to get carried away, because I know that if I've done everything and I've only got, say, the men to do, I'll be tempted to just stay there and do them, because I know I can do them pretty quick, and then before you know it,
it's 1 o'clock in the morning.
Well, no, I'm not yet, but 11, definitely after 11, something to 12.
Yeah. This is it though. What you find when you're passionate about something, and a lot of us as entrepreneurs and creatives, the time, you don't even notice the time, and you end up, you just carry on, you're in that moment, and it's like, oh my gosh, where did the time go? I get told off quite a lot. I get told off quite a lot for losing track of time, and I'm still working on
I'll tell you what happened the one time. The clocks went, I think they went either forward or back, but whatever it was, I was thinking, oh, it's only this time, but really it was an hour ahead, because I hadn't changed the clock in the garage. So just use that as time just goes because you're having fun.
I was going to say, how has I've talked about your offering and how it changed from those original, just like the stick men, to now having different shapes. But what else has changed in terms of the way you design? What have you done? What are you doing differently now from when you started?
Okay, so for example now, so this is one of the first boxes that I did. And if you notice, I don't know if you can notice, he hasn't got any shoulders.
No.
It's just like one and then another bend.
Yeah.
So I had to make this thing for somebody, and he had like the drum thing strapped onto his shoulders. So I thought, I've got to do them with shoulders now. So now, when you look at things, and this actually, no, this was the second one I did. But if you look at this here, these guys playing pool, they've got shoulders now. But before they never. It used to just come straight out of their
So if you just do let me see that. Oh my gosh.
See the shoulder?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got shoulders now, but before they never. So they've evolved in that way, yeah. And this is us at work. This is yeah.
That's well, you got a pool table at work, so that's you got you and the guys.
Yeah, we've got we try and 7-ball each other. So you got the little balls under there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just the attention to detail as well.
It's unique, yeah, because this is the colour of the pool table, the floor at work, you know, yeah. Even the pool, the queue itself, it's the same colour as that.
Yeah. So I was on holiday. I was on holiday recently, and they had a pool tables where we were staying, and I haven't played for ages, but yeah, I got challenged to a pool, and I was just like, oh, giving it some. Oh yeah, I can beat it. I lost 9-0 over 2 days. So I'm on a mission.
Against Mark?
Yeah.
Oh dear, that's bad.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know it is. So what's a message or a lesson to learners, a lesson that you could give to listeners of this conversation? Any lessons from what you've learned and how you're developing the business?
Okay, I've learned to be patient. I've learned to be patient, because what happens is I'll make the things here, and then I'll take them to work, and they'll put the base coat on them, whatever it colours, black or white. But sometimes they're not on white, and I want something sometimes white. So I've had to learn to be a bit patient with them, even to the point where I went somewhere else to get something done because somebody wanted a motocross thing doing with some guy on a motocross, and I needed them doing, and so I went to some other place other than my workplace to get them done. And then they needed the program, and then they asked I had to ask my work people for it, and then they said, well, "What do you just ask us?" I said, "I've been asking for weeks." So I've learned that I've got to be patient. You know, I've got to be patient in asking, because people, it's only a favor that they're doing in terms of cutting certain things out. But so patience, I would say I've learned.
Yeah. And then can you share like a real nice success story from the models that you've been producing? Just one of your experiences. You've got so many, I think.
I've got okay, just success. It depends what you mean by success. But I've got a friend, close friend, we were friends from school, and we lost somebody a few months back, really close to us all. And then I thought, I'm going to do my friend one of these things as a birthday present. And so, and I knew it was going to turn out okay. So I thought, I'm going to just do 2, because I know I want one. Because when I see it, I don't like watching them go away, funny enough. When they're packed up, ready to go, I'm like, oh, I've got nothing to look at. So I made one for myself as well. And this is it. This is the guy playing dominoes.
Oh my gosh, I can see.
So he had that. And then my other friend now, I know that he loves them, Trevor Wright. He loves them. And so and they've got this sound system. And so I thought, I knew well what I was going to do for him from the time I gave the other guy, that was in July. His birthday's in August. And I made it for him. It's like 2 men on the sound system. And when I gave it to him, he was just so chuffed. He couldn't stop using certain words. And, tears. Honestly, tears. It looked like tears was in his eyes. I don't want to say he was, but it looked like it. And then since then, people have gone and seen, and people might put in orders, and we'll see. We'll just see how it goes.
Yeah.
But in terms of success, success for me is just seeing how happy they are. That's I'm happy with that.
Yeah. I know. I always say about us planning and doing an exhibition one day in the future, because I just think the world needs to see and take joy from what you're doing. It is really a gift.
some have gone abroad as well. There's someone when he saw them, he said, "Oh, Dave." He looked for an excuse to get one so that he could give it to his friend. So his friend played basketball. Yes, his friend played basketball. So he said, "Could you do one playing basketball?" And they had to send it to Ireland. He got posted off to Ireland, and he really loves it. And so that's happy. I'm happy with that. That's success. Yeah.
Yeah. Tell us the story. Tell the audience the story about the footballer. I think you were on holiday in Dubai. Was it you were on holiday in Dubai?
Oh, what? Was on holiday in Dubai. Yeah, and then this guy, I've still got the thing here. Anyway, the guy, I was talking to these guys on the beach, and one said he does like little art drawings and stuff. So I said, "Oh, right." So I said, "I do a little bit of art as well." So I started showing him, and then there was a pro footballer there. He plays in Turkey now, international football, and he said, "Oh, he did this famous overhead kick," and then he says, "Could you do one of me doing that?" I said, "Yeah, I could do that," And then he said, "But you might have to do it on like something clear, so it looks like he's up in the air." Yeah. So he showed me the video a few times of this overhead kick, and I said, "Well, you look at it. There's a defender with his hand on his back, so that was the link. So he's up in the air." I'm still in contact with him on Instagram, but I think it was one of those holiday things where they've said, "Oh, I'll have this," and then they haven't had it. So I've been tempted to just strip it and then paint it Man United colours, because Wayne Rooney did that overhead kick, almost same position. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah,
I thought you want to see it. Stripped your Aston Villa colours.
No, none of them have done a good overhead kick that I can remember. So we'll leave that until they do. But I have got an Aston Villa thing.
I was going to say, actually, so just talking a bit now about, so you work in metal. What's this? Hezron Otti. I had one. A pianist playing the piano for my birthday a year ago. Really love it, Dave.
Yeah, he couldn't stop smiling. Yeah, he couldn't stop smiling.
Oh, I think I've seen that. I've seen that video actually, Hezron, of you receiving that gift. I've seen that one. So let's just talk about the materials, the materials that you use. And so you work with metal, but originally it started off. Tell us how it originally started, because the metal story, that's, when people talk about sustainability and the environment. Yeah. So tell us a bit about that.
Okay. So for example, this here, the base, what it's sitting on. I mean, when the idea came, and this is how I think God works, strange ways. This metal here, this was a load of scrap metal cut out at work that they were going to be throwing away, and I thought I could use them as the basis. And going back 3.5 years, I've still got some. There was that many of them. So I've still got them. So sustainability with the base, some of the bases, I have had to buy some metal, get from work, get it cut out, whatever shape it's going to be. Yeah. But the bodies themselves, I purchase them from from a metal place. The heads, they're ball bearings. These gloves are ball bearings. I purchased them from a company. And they're brilliant, and they want to see what you do with their stuff, so I've sent them pictures of what they've done. So there's certain things that we make at work, and sometimes you've got offcuts. And so this one here, this is unique. You'll never see one of these again, because you see the middle down here, where the guy got the domino. This is just unique. So he's acting as if he's won, but he's dropped his domino on the floor, and everybody else is just,
Yeah, they're amazing.
But so this is unique because there's no more of these.
Yeah.
So that ain't going anywhere.
One of a kind.
Yeah. So sustainability. If I have to get the metal by the balls in, I'll just buy them, and some offcuts, but sometimes I do. I'm running out actually of some of the bottom pieces. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also the other thing that was good. You see this. There was a place where I get the metal from, and opposite there was a company that they do like nuts and bolts really for the ground, big bolts. And I said to them, "You got all this long tube, it's all rusty." I said, "What are you doing with that?" He says, "Well, we'll have a job come and then we'll use whatever." So then I said, "Have you got any offcuts?" He says, "Yeah." He says, "Oh, do you want anything for it?" He says, "No." So he gave me a good piece, probably about 3 foot long, and then, because I know somebody who's into the drumming and that, so I made this for them. And I've done 2 of them.
Yeah.
Say again.
From the offcut. That was from that offcut.
From the offcut. Yeah. And the guy says to me, "Anytime you want any, just come and see me." So yeah. So if I have to buy it, I'll buy it. But if not, the way things open up, I'll have it. Yeah.
Yeah. Wayne's on. Wayne says he loves the cot.
Oh, the cot. Oh, yeah. That was for someone did him a favor, and so he wanted a cot, make baby with a cot in a baby. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll post some of those after the call, and then or you can share some of them on your Instagram. Hezron's saying, "What's your ultimate goal going forward with creative metal art?" Your
ultimate goal, like I've said, is to just to put the smile on people's faces. You know, I'll be honest with you, that's what I really like. I really like that. And someone said to me the other day, "Oh, if you get really busy, you'll have to train somebody up to make them." And so, but I'm thinking it won't be unique to me then. So I don't think I'll be doing that. You know,
you never know. You never know. But
it's like Van Gogh. If Van Gogh trained somebody to do a painting, then it's not a Van Gogh, is it?
I guess. But Mark Zola says loves Dave's work, loves your work. He's telling him he's had some golf swing. He says you need to work on your golf swing though.
Yeah. So does he. Yeah, but he's like, for example, he's had his daughter. She won this Shropshire competition, so I made one for her playing golf. She's quite good at golf. You know, she's only 12. Yeah, she's all right.
That's funny. Have you got any with the time that we've got left? Have you got any others that you haven't shared with the audience today that you'd like to show? And then you've probably got like a few down there. And then before we, let's have a look.
Okay, so the gallery that I'm trying to get into, it's a French company. So I thought I'll make something with a traditional French game. Yeah. And so this is one of the ones I've done.
Yeah, I can see
that. It's got bold. What it's called now? Hezron knows what it's called. He told me the other day. Well, yeah. So this is my one of the latest. And also, basketball's quite a good one. So we've got somebody dunking the basketball. I've done a few of these.
Yeah. Oh, it's called Petanque. I can't speak very good. I'm sorry. Oh, I think I'm going to give up, Hezron. I'm so sorry. My pronunciation is terrible.
I don't give up. I can't even speak English, never mind French.
I was going to say, actually, so in terms of our listeners, how can anyone that wants to see more of your work, or how can people contact you for orders, for anniversaries, or for special occasions? And how can they get hold of you?
You can I'm on Instagram, David Miller 3626 on Instagram. And also, if those who know me, if you want to give any gifts to anybody, just contact me, and then we'll go from there.
So just a few final thanks, Dave. Just a few final thoughts. Is there a book, podcast, or anything that's particularly influenced you?
A book?
Yeah, book or like a podcast or some sort of resource, knowledge resource that's actually influenced you.
In terms of the metal, I would say yes. Obviously, Bezaleel art is the name of. There's somebody in the Bible, and he worked with metal. He made the things for the sanctuary, and his name was Bezaleel. And God breathed His Spirit into him, and He gave him the gift to do what he did. And so that's why I call this Bezaleel art, because God, I believe, gives us all talents, and as mine has kind of been unearthed and unleashed, then I thought, yeah, I'll call it Bezaleel art and give God thanks for the gifts He's given. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really
But
nice.
The Bible's my inspiration.
Yeah.
Mark Zola, the Bible. Yes.
Yeah, and what's one message or lesson that you'd like our listeners to take away from this conversation we've had today?
I'd say whatever you're doing, like I've said it before, whatever you're doing, make sure you enjoy doing it. And you're not chasing, because you can chase money, and you're doing it for the wrong reason then. It's easy to become discouraged. So I would say do whatever you're doing because you've got a passion for it. And actually, I'm passionate about this, but I'm passionate about other things as well, which this can lead on to. So whatever you're doing, do it because you love doing it. And it's you're just having fun, aren't you, really? Doing what you like doing. Do it all day,
Yeah, there is that famous saying, isn't there, that when you find your passion and you work with your passion, you never work another day in your life. I can't remember who said it. If there's anyone in the audience that remembers who said that quote, it'd be great to know. But Dave, it's been finally got you onto the show to show your work. Is there any that you haven't shared this evening?
Okay, there's one here. The one's downstairs, but you've got like a self-portrait of somebody welding. So
that's you.
That's the self-portrait of somebody welding. Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing.
There's another one downstairs, but this is,
Yeah, that's amazing. So David, I want to actually thank you, because I know that you're not on social media. You're not on social media a lot, so it's been really. This is really special to me as well, because I know I always encourage you to just keep going and just put out there and just really believe that in what you're doing. Confucius, thank you, Hezron. It was Confucius that you'd never work another day in your life when you follow your passion, you find your passion. Thank you, Hezron. Yeah. So, Dave, we're at the end of the show. Any final words before we wrap up?
Final words to the audience. I would just say, if you've got something that you want to do, you believe in your heart that God's called you to do this thing, then just go with it. And doors open, then you'll know that God's leading. And that's how I see this. Doors are opening. That's why I don't rush. I could have done an exhibition a while ago, but it would have been too rushed. So I'm thinking, just take your time. As the doors open, then you just walk through it, and then that's it. So that's what I would say to everybody: find what you like doing, and then as Confucius says, you won't work another day in your life.
Oh, that's a great note to end on, David. Thank you so much. To our audience, thank you for listening. This has been another In the Spotlight series, and we look forward to seeing you again very soon. Thank you.